South Florida. I know you heard a lot about South Florida. There's a lot of recovery going on in South Florida, and I been wanting to talk to this girl for a long time and share her story with you because she means a lot to me. Lissa Franklin, this Iowa girl, went to college in Colorado, went to college at UM in South Florida, literally changing lives. A life of purpose. She's found hers and she's helping other people find theirs.
My addiction started when I was in 3rd grade. I developed an eating disorder. Food was my first drug, and restricting and purging was my first escape. And then fast forward to 6th grade when I was 12, and that's when I ingested my first substance, and it only progressed rapidly from there. I started drinking. In 8th grade, I started messing around with cocaine and Adderall. Freshman year of high school to senior year of high school, I got heavily into alcohol, started messing around with opioids as I would get hurt in sports, but the drinking was always my demise. I was raped at gunpoint when I was 16 from the guy that was buying us alcohol and getting us drugs. I went to Colorado State University, and I was academically suspended with a 1.2 GPA because of my using. And then after that, it just kind of got to be too much. I came down here to Florida in June 2011. I had a reoccurrence of use 4 different times. The last time I experienced another sexual assault at a truck stop. The cop called my parents, and then hearing how devastated they were, what happened was enough emotional pain to hit me at rock bottom, and I've been clean in recovery since February 1st, 2012. I thought that treatment and recovery was only for like the ultra rich and famous.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, no, no, no. I ain't got the time.
I've made it my goal to make sure that everybody in America has the same opportunity that I do. Growing up, I was always in like the special classes. I would always excel in the standardized tests. Education was something that I enjoyed. I loved reading. My entire life I've loved learning. And when I failed out of Colorado State with 1.2, it was absolutely the most embarrassing thing that happened in my entire life. And I thought that I could never go back to school ever again. And then when I went into recovery, it was suggested I try school. I went when I had 6 months clean to Broward. I ended up graduating with highest honors, started the psychology club when I was there. And then it was suggested I apply at UM, and I thought everybody was crazy because I thought that I could never go back to a 4-year school. But I applied and I got accepted. And then once I was there, I started working at Life of Purpose, and I found out about collegiate recovery communities, which are peer-led support groups of students in recovery on college campuses. I really wanted to get one at UM, and with the support of the Dean of Students, we now have a collegiate recovery community at the University of Miami called U Recovery. We have students in recovery, we have students who aren't in recovery but who are allies, who want to support their friends. And it's not only going to initially change the first 2 years that we've had it, like right now, it's going to be there to stay. Like even the talks of getting it fulfilled into an actual program, so it's an actual paid for position within the university, because the impact is so substantial. Recovery is, it's so awesome. What recovery looks like for me now is I'm a very active family member. I'm very active within my community. I try to participate as much as I can. Even like people that you would think should be well versed in this are not, including like medical professionals, educators, even certain therapists aren't really aware of the magnitude of this. It's just, I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, so like I'm a family member, I'm a friend, I'm a graduate of UM now. The goal is to go to the University of Iowa for grad school, and hopefully start implementing community support services in Iowa, because they're kind of having an Ohio situation right now, and nobody's really talking about it. Nobody really knows what to do. So I feel kind of like it's my job to like go there and be like, oh, look at what can happen. We all need to like rally together and help. And hopefully we'll do that within every community in the United States. I try to keep hope alive, literally and figuratively through attraction, showing people that it's possible, but also keeping hope alive literally by educating, advocating, and empowering people who are struggling and people in their recovery, because if a life is lost, there is no hope, but as long as there's breath, there's hope.
So recovery, there are different paths to recovery. People find their journey different ways. Lissa Franklin is helping people find their path, a life of purpose, and she has that purpose, and she's able to share it with others. I'm so glad I was able to share her story with you. And if you have a recovery story, you need to share it with the world. We need to shout from the rooftops about recovery. We're not talking enough about it, and it's something that's really preventing people from not only sharing their story of recovery, but finding it in the first place. I'm Michael DeLeon, and we'll see you on the next episode of On the Road to Recovery.